Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, live from Lagos. A reminder of our stories. The Abia State Police Command says that there are plans by hoodlums to escalate the spate of violence in the state. The president asks Nigerians to support the military in its bid to stem insurgency. And on our build-up to the October 1st celebrations, we focus tonight on entertainment. And our guest on the news at 10 tonight is an entertainment critic, Mr. Shaibu Hussain. And Hong Kong police used tear gas to disperse thousands of pro-democracy protesters outside government headquarters as tensions rise. I'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website, that's channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We'd also like to urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Staying safe as the nation battles insurgency is what the Center for Dialogue, Reconciliation and Peace is teaching. At the gathering in Jos, the Plateau State capital, participants drawn from the Traders Association, religious organizations and community leaders were training on promoting trust and early response to insecurity challenges.
Considering the magnitude and sophistication of insurgent operations, particularly in the northern part of the country, the Center for Dialogue, Reconciliation and Peace in Jos Plateau State put together a forum on security tagged Early Warning and Response.
Because of the frequency of violence like bomb blasts, insurgencies, communal crises, the management of NEMA decided to embark on mass sensitization of the public, right from the grassroots in the local government areas. We go there and train at least 200 youths so that they will serve as our first responders if there are disasters in their immediate communities.
Participants were exposed to early response. They were also exposed to disaster situations and taught how to identify and manage improvised explosive devices, acts of terror, and relating with security agencies.
We sensitize our people, particularly those who work with crowds. They are our target groups, like the cadets, the BB, Boy Scouts, market men and women, beer sellers, those who work in motor parks, so that when there is something suspicious, they will be able to know how to handle it in the absence of security agents.
In the meantime, there is no longer hiding place for criminals who operate in Abia State. This riot act was read by men of the Nigerian Police, Immigration and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Umuahia, the state capital. Meanwhile, presenting buses to members of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Governor Theodore Orji urged citizens to cooperate with the security agencies in targeting the problems of crime in the state.
Crime is a reality across the globe, and Nigeria is no exception. A case in point is the southeastern state of Abia, where war against undesirable elements may be far from over. At the police headquarters, Umuahia, these electronics are some of the stolen items with machetes, saws and chisels used during the operation.
The present police administration is committed to the creation and sustenance of a safe and secure environment for all the people of Nigeria. Precisely, this is going to be my preoccupation.
Joining the battle against crime in the state is the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, who recently intercepted oil bunkers.
We still call on public and spirited individuals that as soon as you see signs of such, please alerting the security.
This effort by the security officials, including the Nigerian Immigration and the state governor, Theodore Orji, to present buses to them.
So be rest assured that this bus will be used to its optimal best. We're going to make sure that we rid the state of illegal immigrants. That is the purpose of this bus, and it will be used for that purpose.
The state government expects citizens to join in the battle against crime by helping out with information, as security remains the business of all.
And now a continuation of our ongoing build-up to Nigeria at 54. Our build-up and our focus tonight is the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry has been upwardly mobile since the turn of the millennium and has been recognized as a standout index contributor to the buoyancy of the rebased economy of the country. The industry has rewarded so many young, passionate Nigerians with meaningful employment. This report looks at the growth of the entertainment industry and the present needs that it has.
Nigeria will be independent in 2 weeks.
The entertainment industry in Nigeria modestly stands as an of youth employment in the country. Not only is it keeping a good number of young Nigerians busy and giving back varying level of returns, it is probably the one industry that is most open to all players, independent of the many bottlenecks of a corporate environment. As good as the story sounds, the industry has been steering on autopilot since independence with little or no input from the government until recently. Artists and record labels lament the lack of a proper distribution, causing the cankerworm called piracy to flourish.
No matter what people say about the music right now, one thing you have to give it to is the fact that Nigerian music is pretty much bigger now than it's ever been.
In 2011, the government created the Nigerian Creative and Entertainment Industry Stimulation Loan Scheme with a $200 million stash. Same government also extended another development scheme of 3 billion naira to the filmmaking arm of the industry. The catalytic effect expected from these funds, however, is yet to be felt, with practitioners lamenting the near impossible terms guiding access to the fund.
Well, I applied, and when I saw that they have given 30 people, practitioners in this industry, and my name is not there, I just felt maybe I don't qualify for it. But a few days after, I saw a text, and they asked that I send more information, which I have sent, so I'm hoping something will come.
With the disappearance of the theatre in the early 1980s, television drama series began to boom. However, in recent times, viewers' attention have noticeably switched to the Mexican telenovelas on satellite television.
One thing that really drives everybody to see telemundo is that they see things that they can relate with, and the production values are very, very high. Take it or leave it, the production values are very high. So at Zulu Films and every other producer who wishes to, please let's step up our game.
As the nation celebrates its 54th independence, it's time that the government take stock and realize that this industry has gone as far as it can on autopilot and start making deliberate policies to steer the industry in the direction of growth.
Joining us on the news at 10 tonight on further discourse on the state of the entertainment industry as Nigeria marks 54 years of independence is Mr. Shuaibu Hussein, who is an entertainment critic, a writer, and an entertainment journalist. You're welcome to the news at 10 tonight.
pleasure.
What is your assessment, 54 years down the road, of how well we've done in entertainment in this country?
Well, I will say that they started a good journey and they have gotten to the point of arrival. And I picked a word from your report that we just monitored now, where they said the industry had been on autopilot. It had actually been on autopilot for a long time now. So many things happening. And I must say that there has been some tremendous progress that have been recorded in the industry. I mean, now we have a vibrant music industry, we have a vibrant movie industry, rated third in the world. We have new playwrights coming up. We're no longer just talking about Soyinka or Sufison. We have new playwrights coming up. We have our fine artists who are doing well. We have our artists who are winning laurels abroad and even back here at home. I think they've gotten to the point of arrival now, and then this is the time now where they need to begin to internationalize the practice of entertainment, be it performing, be it visual art and all that. They've reached a point where they need to begin to walk like elephants and not eat like ants. So yeah, we've gotten to that point now, because now they're walking so much like elephants, but they're eating like ants. So they are not, it's not translating into anything meaningful for them in terms of revenue and all that. We make the money, but the artists themselves don't get to benefit from what they are making.
Speaking of the artists, let's look at certain quarters or certain special aspects of entertainment. The criticism from some areas is that you just mentioned great playwrights like Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, people like that. And now we have the Chimamandas of today. But is there a decrease in quality of the work that is being churned out by people who are in that particular aspect?
No, well, interestingly, I would not say that there is decrease, so to speak. I would just say that normally in an industry you have works that are considered very weak, works that are not up to standard. But in that same industry, you also find people who are making effort to raise the bar. I will say that, quality dropped. I will admit that.
Oh,
somehow.
you will admit?
Yes, I will admit.
That's literature we're talking about, and writing, and etc.
For literature, I won't even say that quality dropped for literature. I'm talking generally now. Right. For literature, I won't even say, because our writers are winning prizes, international prizes. That means that the standard is high there. But I'm also talking about the other segments, like film. I mean, we have some crappy works here and there, but we also have some boys who are doing so well, to raise the standard, to raise the bar. But I think that over and above, the reason why we have quality dropping is because we need to begin to professionalize the industry. We also need funding for the industry, because to make a good film, to write a good book, to do proper music the way it's supposed to be done, you need to have the right funding. You need to have the right personnel that will do the job for you. Because presently, we don't have so much in terms of professionals, in the industry. In your report, your report says it's an all-comer thing. Yes. Anybody who can be able to put some monies together shoots a film, becomes a producer, becomes a filmmaker tomorrow.
And the problem that some people have in being professionals is that the gain that they get from it, how can you make that a means of livelihood? That's where piracy comes up, and royalties, and it seems to be a recurring challenge. What's happening now in your view? Are things being handled? Is the government supporting artists and artists' rights to their works?
Interestingly, we are looking at the entertainment industry since independence. Interestingly, we have a government that is genuinely committed to developing the Nollywood industry and to developing indeed the entire entertainment industry. From your report, we heard about the $200 million window that was opened for them, and we also had the $3 billion grant. But there are challenges there are things that we need to do to sustain the growth of the entertainment industry. Government needs to do, and it has to do a lot with piracy. the fight for piracy. It has to do a lot with funding. And it has to do a lot with also checking the issue of distribution, because you produce your music, you produce your film, you produce your book, you don't know where to sell them. But thankfully, like I said, we have a government that is genuinely interested in developing the industry. I'm aware that there's effort by the Honorable Minister of Culture, Chief Edem Duke, to get the National Endowment Fund for the Arts working. Once you get that endowment fund for the arts working, the problem of endowment will reduce. Then for issue of piracy,
we'd like to interrupt you there.
Okay,
that's as much as far as we can go.
Okay, that's all right.
But we apologize for that for time reasons. Thank you so much for coming on the news at 10.
My pleasure.
I've been speaking with Mr. Shoaibu Hussein. He's an entertainment critic as Nigeria marks her 54th anniversary come Wednesday this week. Still ahead on the news at 10.